We've spent the last 2 days and nights here at the side of beautiful Lock 42 along Ontario, Canada's 240-mile long Trent Severn Waterway. This year, I'm filming this in 2017, in September of 2017. And I just want to point out that there seems to be a lot of confusion as to where one goes when approaching a lock if you want to lock through, or even if you don't want to lock through. 2017 is Canada's 150th birthday, and as such, Parks Canada, the folks who run the Trent Severn Waterway, were good enough to offer free lockage all season long, which means you can take your boat through any or all of the locks as many times as you want, free of charge as a gift from the government of Canada to everybody and anybody. So of course that means there's a lot of new boaters using the system for the very first time, and I think that's where the confusion is coming in. Yesterday alone we had 3 approaching boats ask us, where do we go? How do we get into the lock? Now we are located maybe 300 or 400 feet from the lock entrance itself. We are along what is called the gray wall, the tie-up wall. There is this side of the lock approach as well as the other side, which is the blue wall or the blue line. All that means is that they painted part of the concrete wall that approaches the lock in a color blue. That indicates to the lock staff, if you pull up there and tie up while waiting for the lock, it indicates to the lock staff that you want to lock through. Conversely, if you come to the other side, where we are on the gray wall or the unpainted side, that means you're going to just be stopping for a little while or maybe even overnighting, but that you don't want to necessarily lock through. So, real simple, when you approach a lock and you want to lock through and the lock gates aren't open, just go up to the blue line, the blue wall, tie off and wait for the lock gates to open, and then you'll see a green light come on, and that means go ahead. I mean, it's self-evident at that point. I think the issue here is that at this lock, at Lock 42, Couchiching Lock, the gray wall, which is the tie-up wall, is quite long, and it used to be years ago the actual blue line wall, but that's immaterial to the new people approaching it because they would not have known that. But along with ourselves, there are 5 or 6 other boats who were tied up yesterday and spent the night as well. And so I think a lot of people who are approaching the lock, they see all these boats tied up and assume that this is where you go if you want to wait for the lock. But such is not the case. So again, if you want to lock through, just simply approach the blue line, tie up, or just hold the boat off there, whatever you want to do, and then wait for the lock gates to open. Of course, if there's boats coming through the opposite way, you have to wait for those boats to clear the lock and come out, and then you just simply go in. And if you don't want to lock through, if you want to just tie up for a few minutes to use the facilities, or stop and have a quick bite to eat, a picnic or whatever, or even if you want to spend the night, go to the opposite side, the gray line, again, the side that shouldn't be painted at all. So, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Hope you enjoyed that. Cheers.
Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you don't miss any of the new videos coming out. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Daily updates there, and always lively conversation on Facebook, so you don't want to miss it. And you can also follow us at boatsbeachesandbars.com, where you can find even more links to all sorts of neat things, including our online store. And you'll find all the links to everything mentioned up here, down there in the description, so you'll have no excuse not to follow along. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.